There we go. The countdown is done. I don't know why the countdown's kind of wonky on the Facebook page, but we're on. We're on live. Good morning to you. There we go. Good morning to you. Good noon to you. We've got our cup. There we go. Well, it doesn't actually come across on the screen there, the green screen. Anyway, glad you're along. Happy Wednesday to you. The show is Explorers Expresso. It's our daily Monday through Friday edition where we look at last night, look at today, and a chance for you guys to fire off your own ideas, opinions, whatever you think's going on. That's what we're here for. And I'm here to help you, and you guys are here to help us. It's your show. My name's Dan Vaughn, Voice of the Explorers, and glad you're along. Got my iced coffee today, a little warm out, so I'm going to stop in on the way and got my iced cold brew, which it's that time of year. All right, 90 degrees, you get that cold brew going. I don't know if I can do a morning cup in the summer, but a little rough when you get a noon. It's already 90 and you're throwing down hot lava. Anyway, glad you're along. A couple things to get to today quickly. We're going to look at last night, what happened at the ballpark. Heartbreak, as I said this morning on the KSCJ X's review we do every morning. I tape that the night before and just insert whatever heartbreaking adjective you want to insert in there. Heartbreak, coming up short, bad luck, painful, whatever. It happened again last night in a 5-4 loss to Sioux Falls. Now, there's a lot of really good things going on here that we haven't talked about. I did mention yesterday in our test show, there were 3 items that I brought up, and I'll bring those up again today because, as I mentioned last night in the broadcast, I was going to try to find heads or tails out of it. But I think really after talking to Steve Montgomery and really just sort of stepping back a step last night, it really comes down to just not getting the key hit with runners in scoring position. I mean, or maybe it's the 1 run as opposed to 2 or 3 runs. But you're getting the home runs and getting the offense where you need it, but maybe not where you really need it most when you've got to have that big 2-out noise, which was the calling card early. This club was very good early on getting those 2-out runs, and those are huge. You look back at a box score or a score sheet, you look and you see 2-out runs, that's a difference maker. And the game is designed with 3 outs, and the whole mathematics of the game was with the 3 outs and 27 outs you got to get, 3 outs in inning. And that's why we talked about last night, 4 walks is kind of the watermark of you 4 more. That's creating 4 more bats that the numbers make it very difficult to survive that. And that's why you play extra innings the other night in Cleburne. You wind up retiring 6 in a row, and you still will lose the ball game. That's kind of not the way it's designed. Usually you play those extra outs, whether it be hit by pitches, walks, errors, whatever, and those things come back to bite you. So anyway, I will take your questions and your comments. I do have them up here. There we go. Going to have them up here. Kind of fun today here at the ballpark, pulling up the sheriff's department from the county and also a bunch of surrounding counties. We're doing the training with canine units. There's some really pretty puppy dogs, but I wouldn't mess with them. They're doing training. They got a group that came up from Florida that trains and works with all the sheriff's departments and all across the country. And they had probably 7 or 8 county units out there, and they were out there, and those very, very sweet puppy dogs, but they looked like they would take an arm off if they had to. But anyway, all right. Double checking that level right there. Let's go to the highlights from last night. Team was up in the ball game 1-0 on Vince Fernandez's home run. Sorry about that. Couldn't close the deal though. Sioux Falls comes right back, and they do touch up Austin Drury, who, by the way, was fantastic, rebounding after his last start down in Texas. He tossed a quality start, 6 innings, 3 runs, and even 5 hits. Gave you a chance to win. I'm telling you, you get that kind of start every night, you're going to be in every ball game. And I think that is one of the positive signs too. But again, last night, Drew was great. They get a 2-1 lead. X's come back, grab the lead 3-2, and the offense kind of stopped there. They were nickel and diming at the 7th inning. Carlos Diaz gave a big 2-run home run to a guy who I think knew that pitch was coming. He'd seen him before. Diaz and Darnell Sweeney were teammates in Kansas City. Darnell had to know what was coming. He just had to know what was coming. He had to. And Darnell's a heck of a ball player, and he launched that thing, and it was no doubt to left and gave them a lead. X's do come back late, do get within one. Tying run was at third base. Winning run was at first, and corners and 2 down, which Steve Montgomery was talking about. That big key hit with 2 outs. That was sort of how it went down. So let's give you guys the look at last night. Here we go. Highlights from last night, courtesy of Austin Thomas. Let's roll them in 3, 2, 1. Darnell Sweeney struck out his first time. Throwback over, and they got him. Oh, yeah, leaning over there. Austin Drury able to take care of Wyatt Ulrich there. Oh, no. 2-2. Hit out toward left center field. Pretty well hit. On the rod is Ulrich at the track. That ball's going to be gone. See you later. A solo home run. He will touch the ball. It's 1-0 Sioux City. Fernandez, number 6. RBI number 24. It's got to be the lucky hat. 2-1. Hit out towards center. Harris drifting back. Still going. Still going. Still going. He will reach up and make the play. Back in the wall out there. He's up with a throw. He throws it to Fernandez. Runner rounding. Here's a relay throw coming home. And it will be not in time. It's tied at 1. 1-1. Liner right side. That's a base hit. Ortega got a great jump there. They're going to wave him around now. Throw from right field from Dotel is going to be up the line. Not in time. Into second goes Harris. We're tied at 2. 2-0. Ground ball sharply up the middle, base hit past the shortstop drawn in Barth. It's 3-2 Sioux City. Sanford's 15th RBI. The X's beat goes on in the inning. 3-2 Sioux City. 0-2. Swing and a looper right side. Base hit. Sit out at will. Fernandez heads for third. It's a 1-run ball game, and Daniel Perez delivers an RBI single. And the highlights from last night, you see the photo or the still shot right there. You're looking, you see number 9 right there. Well, that number 9 was Josh Hines, who was your manager. Thank you very much, Kathleen. Appreciate you for stopping by, and appreciate it. Love that. Love to see when folks, oops, sorry about that. Let me bring this down. There we go. There we go. Love to see you guys when you guys respond. I love that out there. But Josh was coaching over at third base last night. He was there because the X's lost not 1 but 2 on the bench last night. It was Bobby Post who was ejected, which I'm going to get to that in a moment, and then Steve Montgomery, we'll talk into that in a moment. Let's go back to the Bobby Post situation. Bobby, now we thought, and what I think everybody in the stadium thought in that 4th inning, that it was a pitch clock violation. What turned out to be called is, which even confuses me even more so, they called a pitch clock violation. No, they called a quick pitch. Quick pitch when when a batter's not set, and the pitcher, this used to happen quite a bit back in the old days. You know, your guy would be set, you quick pitch. You throw it out there as fast as you can and hope he's either stepping in or he's halfway in or he's not quite set yet, and you quick pitch him, try to catch him napping, right? That's what you try to do. And that is what they called last night. I don't know the ruling, and this is something I'm going to do digging up for, and I'm sure somebody out there will be able to get to me and let me know. But I don't know how you quick pitch with that clock going down the way it is. I mean, if the batter's set and the clock's been reset and all that, and Bobby came flying out, he was very visibly upset. Drury apparently looked like he threw a strike to retire Hunter Clannon. Didn't work out that way. And the X's wind up, that inning is the inning they do tie it up there, or actually take the lead. And then later on, Steve Montgomery gets tossed to 6th. And basically it was a balk on Nate Gherkin. Now, we mentioned this at the time of the broadcast last night. I looked down at Jamie Miller, our official score. He didn't see it. I didn't see it. I've seen Nate pitch countless times. I mean, not just here, but overseas and on video. I mean, I never noticed anything that Nate Gherkin did differently last night than he's done before. It wasn't all of a sudden he reinvented his delivery. Whatever the movement he did, he's done before. Now, I would tell you that's what he does. Now, we had a new crew last night, a couple of guys new to the league. They may have an interpretation that's a little different than what we have, but which is clearly the case. It's clearly the case. But I'm going to tell you that Nate's done that. He's delivered the same way, the same way, the same way, the same way over and over again. And got called for the balk last night. Mongo gets ejected, and you see Josh runs the ball club the rest of the way and nearly gets a comeback win. The X's still haven't had a comeback win in that situation. The other note of the ball game, and this is what I said in the open, I said on the radio this morning, 9 games where this team's lost a game, and 9 times they've had 2 runs or less the deficit. A 1-run loss last night, 2 runs or less 9 times. You've lost 12. That to me is an amazing number that I can't explain. I told you guys last night on the radio, I tried to explain it. I can't, except for the 2-out noise. And looking at the numbers today, so I pull those up quickly here for us here on the show. Again, we're glad you're along. It's X's Expresso. I'm Dan Vaughn, voice of the Susan Explorers. We do this every Monday through Friday. We talk Explorers baseball right here for you, and love to hear what you guys have to say about the ball club. Don't really have a question of the day, but if you've got one, you want to chime in, just your thoughts, what this team's doing. And again, the 3 things I said last night, I say it again today. You've afforded yourself some room for error, and you're going through your slow period now. You've not dug yourself so far a hole that you can't afford that. 2, the offense is starting to click. Starting to get some hits, starting getting some power numbers here and there, and starting to get some hits and starting to stay in the middle of the pack, upper middle of the pack offensively. And the 3rd thing, I think, getting, as I mentioned, we got 2 bodies yesterday. Luis Padero going to the bullpen, and then Tyler Rando getting the start last night, had a hit. And those phones will be working over and over again till Steve Montgomery and company get what they think are the pieces of the puzzle. That's what's so great about the American Association, is that we have control of our roster. That's part of it. Quickly, situational hitting here. Let me pull that up for you. Now, the X's with 2 outs in scoring position, it's 284. Pardon me, that's incorrect. Let me pull it up again. That's the incorrect number. Let's try this again. Sorry about that. Talk about yourselves. Sometimes these fonts are so small. I put the wrong one. I put up Sioux Falls there. There we go. Here we go. 2 outs, scoring position, the team batting 250. Scoring position 261. So that's somewhat of a concern. 4 home runs and 35 driven in that situation, but you'd love to see that up around 270, 280, somewhere in there. Heck, 300 would be great. But that probably, if you want to put your finger on one thing that this club is not doing, that's probably it. And I think it's more or less not so much in general. It's mostly the late innings. It's 7th, 8th, 9th inning. We've had those extra inning situations where you had runners aboard, couldn't get them around. That's all been sort of the case as well. So that's a little of a, that's where the situation. I mean, you look at it and break it down that way. All right, tonight, a guy that he's sort of become your lockdown guy. He's 2-0, and Jared Weatherby. He will get the start tonight. Weatherby 2-0, ERA below 3. He's 2 other occasions. This team this team in 3 occasions has he's had a chance for a sweep. He picked that up for us in Kane County. And 2 other wins came after a couple losses. And Weatherby goes tonight for the Explorers. There's a shot right there of Weatherby, and he gets the nod tonight for the Explorers. On this one, he'll be facing where are my notes here? He'll be facing tonight. Hola, Doug. Good to see you. Kathleen, good to see you as well. Sorry to get back to you guys a moment ago. Should have this. I was working on the game notes, and I didn't even remember. Oh, Harden, right-hander Harden going tonight for the Canaries. Canaries, they're a real baffling team. And I can't explain exactly why, but their ERA today comes in at a 7.66. But yet they just, for whatever reason, have had our number in this series. They got great pitching last night in clutch situations. I mean, Charlie Hasty, he gave the run up in the 9th inning, their closer, but he got it done. When they needed to get those big outs late, they got the big outs late. And that's sort of been the story for a lot of teams facing us. And I think that's kind of the nutshell where we're at right now. But again, really good work for them overall ERA-wise. And should be interesting to see how things shape up tonight. I'm looking for another good quality start. And again, the Drury-Weatherby combo has been really good. And you wonder where this club might be with Bates, Verberg, and then the Drury, and then the Weatherby. You just wonder because you've only had your rotation in place, one time through? Is that right? Two times through. Or 1.5 times through, right? 1.5 times through. Solomon goes tomorrow night. He's been steady, and we will be looking at probably TBA on Friday in Milwaukee or Peguero, one of the two, or TBA on Saturday and Peguero on one of the two. But we'll see Peguero, who's been very good too. Been thrust in the starting rotation. He's been solid as well, giving you innings, which, down that 5 spot in the rotation, which is where he is, that's a real good thing too. So, all right, last call here. Last call. The coffee is still cold. Again, we do this every Monday through Friday, right here on Facebook Live, and we will chat. And eventually want to get you guys comments. Again, you guys fire them off and let us know your thoughts. Tonight is the big hot dog night at the ballpark. You buy one, get the other one free. We love our dogs. We love dogs. The edible kind, not the puppy dogs. Although those dogs outside a while ago would probably have both. I know my dog would have both. My dog wants a bark in the park night with the all-you-can-eat hot dogs. That's what he wants. He would go nuts. It's funny. Dogs are funny, man. And he had a great time at Bark in the Park. Tickets always available online at xsbaseball.com or right behind me on the hallway there, right by the windows. You just come at the window, get you sorted, take care of you. Also tomorrow night, I got the Thursday at the ballpark. Gates swing at 6 on both nights, and tickets available right here, as I mentioned, and online. And wrap up this homestand. Got to get a couple of wins. I said this last night. I think it's a very big pair of ball games here. You want to win these two. And Steve Montgomery and I talked about this last night on the broadcast. You don't want to go down this series. You don't want to lose 2 more and be down this series 1-5. You're going to play this club 2 more times, 2 more series. And I'm telling you, I've seen it so many times. You guys know this. That last weekend seems to matter, especially when you're trying to chase a spot in the postseason. It's come down time and time again for Sioux City. Lincoln's been it last year. Kansas City, Fargo have all had issues the final day of the season. And oftentimes the reason they have issues is because hanging over their head is a tiebreaker. And the first tiebreaker in the association is the head-to-head. So head-to-head's the first thing. And that's why these are big ball games. Get even with Sioux Falls and then go to work against them in the second half of the season because you're going to see them again 2 more times down the road. So although you do have some big games coming up against Kansas City, Fargo, and Lincoln, a team you also want to get even against. But then you have KC you're up against. You want to get those wins, right? Because you're already ahead of them. And then you'll see Fargo for the first time on the next road trip. So that's why I think these are big pair of ball games. And also to get the confidence going, get the thing going again, because waiting on the corner is a tough Milwaukee club who's won 7 straight. They wait Friday, Saturday, Sunday there in Milkland. And back home for Gary, who's played better lately, but they're kind of struggling a little this week. But then you got that long road trip. This June's going to be brutal. But a chance to shine, and we've learned anything from 2020, that pivoting and the chance to shine is what we do. And this is going to be a great opportunity for the Explorers coming up this stretch right here with this into this series, the Milwaukee trip, back home, and then that long 3-city trip with the off days mixed in. It's a real challenge. But the opportunity is there for this ball club to really get rolling in the month of June, and all could start tonight with a 7:05 first pitch. The reminders here. Let's put the reminders up on the screen. We'd like to do this. Here we go. We have the highlights a moment ago. We've got tonight 2 places to watch the game. You can check us out at aabaseball.tv. aabaseball.tv. That's the league streaming service for $14.99. You can get that all home and away ball games and the bonus content, all that. Perhaps you want to go back and revisit whatever. a great game from last year. You can do that right there. And then we also have our, well, really our flagship. It's KSCJ right here in Sioux City, Iowa. Great radio station, great place, and great folks over there. We'll come your way at 6:35 tonight with the pregame show. Not sure what I've dug up yet. I'll dig up something. Perhaps it'll be like last night. We talked about D-Day and Yogi Berra. That was a really good story. We also talked about the 2004 on this day to win against St. Paul. And we also talked about 1935 as the Sioux City Cowboys in the middle of a sweep of Keokuk in the old Western League. We'll unearth something tonight. We'll find something to talk about in the pregame. Hope you'll join us there on KSCJ and, of course, AA Baseball TV. And tickets, of course, are at xsbaseball.com. You can find me right here if you want to check in and say, hey, I like the show. I got this question. There's my email right there. You can email me and we can chat back and forth, let it hear from you. Hey, I want to see this. I want to hear that. I was too timid to ask a question, but here's my question. But this show is for you guys, and we want to hear from y'all and let you, passionate group. I'm excited about this opportunity because our fans are passionate. I mean, it's a passionate bunch. It all starts with Steve Montgomery over that dugout, and we are just, this group's passionate. So I want to hear from you guys, and you can email me right there. Also, follow us on all of our social channels. You can follow me on Twitter, Dan Vaughn Jr. right there. And also, you can follow all the X's channels. Please do that. Also, like our page, bookmark this, and get those notifications. When we come on the air, you'll know what's going on. We'll do this show again tomorrow at noon. I'll have highlights for you. And as we go forward, we'll be adding guests. We'll be on location, for example, in Winnipeg next month. We'll be there. And I'll find someplace in Winnipeg to do the show, and we'll chat from Canada. That's what we'll be doing as we go forward in 23. So the show is X's Expresso. We've got the official mug right here. By the way, this was, you guys can't see that because it's got the, let me take this back screen off so you guys can see this. There we go. I want you guys to see this. It's actually backwards, isn't it? Yeah, better mirror the camera. There we go. There we go. It's backwards. Right there. See that? This is a friend of mine in Kansas City who's a season ticket holder with the Monarchs, but he and his girlfriend sent me this for our show. Sneedo and Janae, thank you very much. But I think it's really cool. I mean, that's what kind of league we got. We got a league where folks will send you things like this for our shows. I mean, this is really cool. And that's our official mug of the show for our X's Expresso. It's got the Explorers Expresso there. There we go. The logo there. Again, these were Kansas City fans that did it. That's how much they love the league and they love what we're doing here with Sioux City. Glad you guys stopped by. We'll see you guys in the broadcast tonight. And looking forward to questions and comments for tomorrow. And don't be afraid to jump in. You know, you're watching on replay. Don't be afraid to ask a question. I'll get back to you when I can. I appreciate all the kind words and the support here from the ballpark. All right. See you guys in the broadcast tonight, right? Right? Ready for some Go X's? I'm ready. We always close out the show with little Go X's, okay? All right, so you guys ready? Let me bring this down so I can do this properly. All righty. Gonna bring this down. Kind of cool. I can actually kind of control things with my mouse. And here we go. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Go X's. I'll see you in the broadcast. Not everybody.